Hello, good morning everyone. Today we will learn about next part of MS Excel. At the end of this video, you will able to understand how to insert an object into an Excel sheet, and also you will learn about formula tab. Here let us see how to insert an object in this sheet. So there are various types of objects like bitmap images, PDF files, Photoshop images, charts, etc. If you want, you can add or insert them in your sheet. Here I will show you how to insert a PDF file into your Excel sheet. To insert a PDF in your Excel sheet, so click on Insert tab. Now I am already in insert, so go to object and click on that, and then you can select the various types of objects. But now I want to insert an PDF, so therefore my choice is an Adobe Acrobat document. So later what you do is, so click on a display icon. The icon will be looking like this. When it is in a PDF, it will be looking like this. If it is in a bitmap, then the icon will be like this. But at present, I am inserting an Acrobat a document, that is a PDF. So later, after this, what you do is click on OK. So now it will give you to open or select the file which you want to insert. So here I have a file, PDF file, so I will select this and then I will open. So this way what I will get is an icon of that file. Suppose if you want to open, just click on this. So click and then minimize this so that you will see that opened PDF file. This way we can insert a PDF or any other objects in your Excel sheet. The functions are categorized into different types. So those are listed in formula tabs. So here the functions are differentiated: financial functions, logical functions, text, date and time, and so on. By clicking any one on that, see a list of functions. For example, these all are text functions. Suppose if you click on this, you will see functions which are related to time and date. So here you will get mathematical related functions. Using insert function, we can use directly any required functions without remembering. For example, if you want to use a sum function here, then go here, click on this. So next is you type sum. So here, then say go. So it will give you a sum function. Not only it will give you a sum function, but also it will give you a complete information, complete syntax of that function. Now here it is showing the syntax of sum function. So even if you are not in position to remember, then by using this insert function, you can easily use any kind of functions. So let me use sum function here. So I will say simply OK. The range is from C2 to H2. So let me select this range. So after that, simply say OK. So it will give you a result of these numbers. Now let us use one more function using insert function. So now I will use an average function. So to find the average of these numbers, so here I will simply click on this, and then in this place I will write average. Then click on go. So it is automatically selecting average. So now what I will do is I will say OK. So here in number 1 it is automatically specifying the range. See whether the range is correct or not. So range is C2 to H2, but it is taking from C2 to L2. So therefore instead of taking L2, so what I will do is once again I will select the range. So this is the new range. So after that simply you have to say OK. So this is how I can use any functions without remembering their syntax. The shortcut key for inserting an insert function is Shift F3. So you can see here Shift F3 is a shortcut key for inserting a function. A single cell or group of cells can be assigned by name, so that we can use the names directly in the formula. So to define the name, click on this. So here it is asking define a name. So this dialog box will provide us to define a name to the single cell or group of cells. So here I will specify AA, and I want to assign this AA to this range. So here let me click and choose these cells. So these cells name will become a AA. Then I will say OK. So here this is nothing but AA. This cell address, this range address will become AA. Similarly, I will select the second row and assign a name as a BB. So I will take this, and here I will write BB, and then I click on this and select this range. Then again click on this, then say OK. So this will be AA and this will be BB. Similarly, I will take one more, this last row, and assign a CC. So that can be done. So here I will write CC and then click on this and select these cells, and then again click on here and then say OK. So here we have 3 ranges, that is AA, BB and CC. So in this way we can define an individual cell or a group of cells. So those can be managed by clicking on this. So AA is nothing but 23, 45, 56, 56. So this is a first range. Similarly, BB is a next row, that is 34, 34, 45, 56. The CC will be 45, 23, 34, 45, the third row. So this way, instead of using a range or individual cells in the formula, now we can use these names. So name manager is used to either you can, if you don't want, you can edit or delete. So here I will leave as it is. So let me find the total of these all numbers. So instead of writing is equal to sum in bracket, so here the range. So what I will do is I will use a specified names and then I will find the sum. For example, is equal to sum in bracket I will write AA. AA means this group, comma BB means second group, comma CC. So these all are what? Specifying first, second and third group. Just simply I will enter. So I will get the same answer as we have a previous one. So in this way we can define. So next option is trace precedence. This trace precedent is used to show the arrow that indicate what cells affect the value of the currently selected cells. For example, this cell is affected by this entire cells. So to know that, click on here and then select this one. So you will get the arrow mark. This value is because of these values. This whatever changes we made here, this will be directly affecting these cells. So to remove this arrow mark, click on here, remove arrows. So check this cell, how and from where, which cells it is affected. Select this cell and then click on this trace precedence. This is affected because of these individual rows. So it is individual rows because in this formula we have separately specified the ranges. So that is AA means this first row, BB means second row, CC means third row. That's why here we have a 3 arrow marks. So to remove these arrow marks, simply you click on this. Next option is trace dependent. So here it shows that indicate what the cells are affected by the value of the currently selected cells. For example, I will select this and then I'll click on this. So it will show the reverse arrow. So this will affect these two cells. Similarly, if I click here and then click this, so it is showing like this. So this way what we can do, we can either trace precedence or trace dependence. So remove these arrow marks, click simply on remove arrows. So in this sheet we have two formulas. One is in this cell, another is in this cell. To see them, we have to select that cell and you have to see the formula in the formula bar. Suppose if you want to see that formula or those formula in the cells itself, then what you do is you have to click on show formula. So here you can observe these are the formula you have entered. Suppose if you don't want this formula again to see, then again click on this. So this way either you can see the formula entered in the cell, or if you don't want to see the formula, the same button is used. In this video only this much. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet you again with next part of MS Excel. Until then, take care. Bye bye.